Welcome. I'm Adam Miller, a consultant with the Art of Applying and a graduate of the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business. Today we've got a question about taking supplemental classes as you're filling out your MBA applications. So let's take a look at what the client asked our consulting team. They write in and say, "Hi, Kenesha." Kenesha is our founder and CEO. "My local community college is offering classes online right now because of COVID, because of the pandemic that's happening. This is going to be much cheaper for me than taking Harvard Core." Now, why would anyone take supplemental classes, first of all, and what is Harvard Core? So the reason people take supplemental classes as they're taking the GMAT and as they're filling out their essays and all of that is because of three possible scenarios. One, you had a low GPA in quantitative subjects in college, and you want to show that you can handle that material, and that for whatever reason, when you took those classes, it's not representative of your future performance. Number two is that you just didn't take some of these classes, right? You were a theater major and you just didn't take economics, etc. Or number three is you took a couple of those, you did all right. It wasn't terrible, right? Maybe a B average, but since then you just have not worked in a field that has forced you to show that you still have the quantitative chops. And so from an admissions perspective, they care about this not because they think people that are coming into business schools are going to fail. Like, it's very rare for people to drop out of a full-time program. What they're worried about is people panicking and people not being able to hear quantitative either terminology or just numbers being thrown around in the classroom and feel comfortable with it. So by doing some of these supplemental classes, it shows them that, one, you're just committed to doing everything you can and you are dedicated to going to a business school. But on the other hand, more importantly, it shows them that you are someone who's savvy with numbers, that is okay with having data thrown at you and solving some problems. So what is Harvard Core? For the last couple of years, Harvard's online curriculum has not for credit as you enter business school, but just basically a certificate. Harvard has created 3 classes for people who want to show that they're comfortable with these quantitative subjects. So they have an economics class right now, they have a statistics class, and they have a financial accounting class. I think it's mostly accounting though that's happening there. And so it's something we often recommend to our clients if they can afford it, because it knocks out those 3 hesitations that admissions officers might have. So this person finishes their question by saying, "What is your opinion of taking classes at the community college online or doing these online Harvard Core classes? It would save me around $600 to do the community classes." Interesting. Also then follows up really quickly and posts, "Another alternative is taking online classes at my alma mater." So whatever college she went to, where my grades would then count towards my GPA. Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Do you think it's best to take microeconomics or accounting online at my alma mater versus the local community college versus Harvard Core? So now we've got 3 options. And let's see what our consulting team has to say. So first, one of our consultants says, "Chiming in here to say that your community college classes are fine." And I would agree. You can totally take classes at any accredited university and it'll count for the same thing in the eyes of the admissions people. So you would save some money here. Most intro classes cover roughly the same material, no matter where you take them. What the supplemental coursework shows is that you can succeed and that you're already prepared to begin your MBA. I think your performance on the courses is more important than where you get the knowledge itself. On the Harvard Core topic, this would be helpful for you in the event that you find yourself on the Harvard waitlist. Actually, I disagree with that. Really quickly, it doesn't matter whether you're looking at Harvard or any other top business school. They don't care that you're taking the core classes. That's a little bit of a misconception. I don't have any data to back it up, but from what I've heard and what I've seen anecdotally is that Harvard just has this material, but it's not like they have any preference for you taking their courses versus anyone else's courses online. I believe another reason we recommend Harvard Core is that it is a bundle of stats, microeconomics and accounting. So that's exactly the biggest thing there is you can get it all done in less than 3 or 4 months, depending on which track you sign up for. And for less than, I think it's about $2,000 to $3,000. So not cheap relative to the cost of business school. It certainly is. Another prep course that she had heard of recently is MBA math. And some of our clients go through that, which gives you an additional feel for how to get comfortable with the types of math concepts you're going to come up against. So yeah, that's something that is certainly an option. And there's tons of resources that we have compiled in just a spreadsheet for where you can get more familiar with the types of quantitative things that will come up in business school to get you prepared and that you could share with admissions people. So then founder and CEO Kanisha weighs in and says, I agree with what was said above. It's fine to take courses at a community college. I'm doubtful that courses you take after graduating from your alma mater would go towards changing your undergraduate GPA though. Can you post a screenshot of where you saw that information? Right? That's where I was hesitant and also had never heard of that before. But you're only taking a couple classes here, so I doubt it'll change your GPA very much. As for HBS core, that is always my top choice as it is the most rigorous option, but community college courses are completely fine and acceptable to admissions committees. Taking your supplemental coursework as a CC at a community college versus HBS core will never be a difference maker in whether you or someone else is admitted. So if you just want to save the money, then take the community college classes. If you want to bundle all the materials and, have a slightly more fancy, right, like user experience because Harvard does a great job in putting those materials together, then pick the HBS ones. The client responds and says, after we graduated, my friend took classes at our alma mater that she needed for medical school. And since it shows up on your college transcript and it's from the same institution, she said it goes towards her GPA. All right. Honestly, though, she goes on to say, taking 3 classes and getting A pluses would probably only boost my GPA from a 3.65 to a 3.67. It's not really worth it. And Kanisha agrees, like, nope, that's not really worth it. You could also drag down your GPA. They just want to know that you can handle the material and that you're going to come into school having heard about what a debit and a credit is, or having heard about what a regression is, or having heard about, you name just a couple of these quantitative subjects and played around just a tiny bit in Excel, and boom, you're at the same level as everyone else, or at least what the professors are going to expect you to be at. So that is it for today's question about community college versus your alma mater versus taking HBS core. If you want any help getting into your dream business school or any type of graduate school, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at theartofapplying.com.